Yo people, hope you're all doing well and welcome to a new video. In this video, we're going to go over some really good ways that you can take advantage of the market in the current patch 6.48 in order to make a lot of gil. There have been a few changes in the market over the last month or two which have presented some opportunities, so let's get right into it. So one of the things in the past that non-crafters have always complained about is the lack of methods to make sustainable gil due to the fact that most materials needed for high-end crafting were solely obtained through any gathering or crafting methods. This actually changed over the last few big patch releases where Square Enix decided that one of the most in-demand crafted recipes in the form of potions, which are used by raiders, now required a material to be purchased from tome vendors. The item that we are talking about in the current tier is alchemists. These are obtained by using causality tomes, which you can farm from doing your daily roulettes or just high-end dungeons in general. As we had seen the introduction of a new step for the relic weapons in 6.45, this had meant that the demand for the alchemists had far outweighed the supply as people were farming the tomes to use for their relic weapons instead. As time has gone on, the price for these alchemists have shot up from around 2 to 3k a few weeks ago to between 6 to 7k in just the last week or two. And because of how important they are, they still have been selling quite a lot. Now, if you're just a combat user and have no crafters leveled, if we do some quick maths, then you can get around 770 tomes if you did all of your roulettes in a day. That would get you around 38 of these alchemists, which would net you around 270k if they're selling for the current price. Now, if you do this for 4 days, then you've basically made over a mil. For this method specifically, I would take advantage of this as soon as possible as the price of these could drop when the supply picks up again. But for now, it's a really good method to make some gil. For the next method, let's talk about job quest handing items. So it seems as though in the last couple of months there's been an influx of people leveling up their crafters. Now, due to this, there has been and still is a very good opportunity for gil making, and that is through making the HQ or high quality job quest handing items. Now, why are the job quests important? Well, every high-end crafter must have a skill called manipulation, which is locked behind the level 65 job quest as a reward, meaning every crafter or high-end crafter must have this skill. To speed up the quest process, people usually would just buy the high quality items off the market board instead of spending the time to actually make these themselves. So if you have crafters leveled, even if they're not max level and do not have the best in-slot crafting gear, you'll be able to make these items and put them up on the market board. All you need to do is run a quick Google search on the job you want to focus on. For example, I typically focus on leather workers and weavers. And when you have the full list of quest items needed, just look at the ones which are worth selling and make 2 to 3 of them and list them. Usually I focus on the quest items that are leveled from between 30 to 55. Personally, what I do is make a huge stack of each of them, and when I do daily checks on my retainer, I will just relist the ones that have already sold. The sell time for these will vary, but you can make consistent passive income every week with minimal effort required. Next method, let's talk about housing items. I'm not sure how it has been on other servers or data centers, but over the last month, there's been a huge amount of plots that have been demolished and put up for sale. That has in turn meant that more people are winning new houses and therefore renovating and needing housing items. Housing items have been super high in demand lately because of this, and so a great way to make gil right now obviously would be to look at which housing items are high in demand and then make and sell them. As the market for housing is so vast, there isn't one specific item that you should focus on. Instead, focus on a niche item or items that are required in most builds, as well as which item has the least sellers. I won't be able to expose which items I've been selling as this would just be too easy, but an easy way to do this would just be to go into your crafter that you have leveled and look through the housing item tab. Check the prices of some of the items you have access to crafting, and then just do some research on the market board. What you want to look out for are items that are selling consistently and also are selling for a decent price. But yeah, this can easily turn into one of the best skill making methods accessible to you if you're a crafter. Again, as with job items, it really takes no effort in crafting these at all. Most of the effort here is just doing some research to see which items you want to focus on. For the next method, we're going to talk about raid food and raid potions. Now, this method is the bread and butter of gil making for me and is what consistently provides so much profit on my balance sheet every week. If you've seen my previous videos, then you will see that I always mention this in my guild making videos, and there's perfect reason as to why. If you have your alchemist or culinarian leveled to max level with best in slot gear, all you need to do is get the master recipe book 10 for your class and you'll have access to making these. Grade pots and foods are always in demand, especially during new Savage tier releases. So as you can guess, right now they are currently high in demand. Now, considering my first method that I mentioned before, the alchemists have increased in price by quite a lot, which in turn has meant that in the last 2 weeks, potions have also hugely increased in price. The quickest method that I've found in making these is to make the high quality alkahest first, which will give you an immediate 15% HQ boost for the potion craft. You can then use a simple one-step macro, which I will show, to craft a potion without needing any food, providing that you have the best in slot gear and are pentamelded. You should never have any issue with selling these, and the probably hardest battle that you'd face now would be the Battle of Undercutting. Just remember to not be a beep and only undercut your market by 1 gil. So yeah, these are just some easy ways that you can continue to make gil daily in the current patch. I just wanted to give a quick update as there has been a few changes in the market in general over the last month or two, which have presented some good opportunities to make a lot of gil right now. I would say to make sure that you try and take advantage of some of these methods as soon as possible, as prices will always fluctuate due to the supply and demand changing consistently. I do have other videos related to similar content regarding how to make gil, and also some crafting and gathering guides if you are deciding to delve into the realm of best content in the game. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more content. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.